Good Saturday evening, everybody. I do apologize. I tried to do a video just a second ago, and my internet kicked me off, so I do apologize about that. But I wanted to jump here on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube and give you yet another update on Tropical Storm Cristobal. So give me just 1 second here, and I will pull up. As you can see, Tropical Storm Cristobal is now inland over Mississippi. Over Louisiana and pushing into Mississippi. Now, Cristobal earlier made landfall this afternoon in Grand Isle, Louisiana, with maximum sustained winds at 50 miles per hour. So right now, this thing is sitting... So currently, the center of circulation is just off to the north of New Orleans as we speak. I'll go in and put this into motion for you, and you can see the swirl between New Orleans and Slidell, Louisiana, back into this area. I will circle for you the center of circulation of Tropical Storm Cristobal, right in that area. So that is where Tropical Storm Cristobal is right now. It is just to the north of New Orleans, moving on off to the north. Now, let me go back over here. And say that there is still quite a bit of flooding possible with this system as it continues to push on through Louisiana and Mississippi. This is the updated flash flooding potential map from Jackson, Mississippi. And as you can see, a large portion of the Pine Belt area from Jackson and points south to the coast could see 4 to 8 inches of rain when this is all said and done. In the orange area, you guys can see 3 to 6 inches of rain before this system ultimately moves out of Mississippi. Now, I do need to also mention that the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma, has placed a good portion of Mississippi and far west Alabama underneath a slight risk for isolated tornadoes tomorrow in the feeder rain bands that are going to be wrapping around Cristobal. Now, this does include places like Pickens County, Greene County, Sumter County in West Alabama, and points all the way down to just north of Mobile. It does not include Tuscaloosa as of yet, but I would still be on my guard tomorrow if I was in Tuscaloosa for the possibility of seeing a few isolated spin-up tornadoes, but starting early in the morning all the way through the afternoon hours. Now, if you're over here in Tupelo, Mississippi, if you're over here in Starkville, if you are over here in the Jackson, Mississippi, Meridian, Mississippi, Columbus, all the way down to Hattiesburg and the Pine Belt area, if you are in the yellow shaded area, you have a risk of seeing tornadoes tomorrow. And I'll show you the areas that are most likely to see tornadoes from the National Weather Service in Jackson. As you can see, and I'm sorry this is so small, but I will try to read it for you. Basically, if you are along I-55 and points off to the north and to the east, you are in the slight risk of severe weather for Monday. So you can expect severe storms possible, damaging wind gusts upwards of 60 to 70, and tornadoes are possible. Now, later on tonight and into the early morning hours, there is still a threat of tornadoes around the center of circulation of Cristobal as it continues to push on off to the north. So we're really going to have to keep a watch on the radar for a few isolated spin-up tornadoes for the rest of tonight and into the day tomorrow with this system. So once again, there is a slight risk that has been issued by the Storm Prediction Center for day 2, which is for tomorrow, for places from Tuscaloosa and points off to the west, and it goes, and the risk is greater the further towards the state line you go. But I still want people in Tuscaloosa to really be on their guard and keep up with the weather conditions for tomorrow with this situation. So once again, you're going to see a lot of rain from this system. You're going to see a few isolated tornadoes, and you're going to see a lot of wind gusts across Mississippi, as well as winds could gust as high as 45 miles per hour as the center of circulation continues to move through Mississippi and into Tennessee from tonight into the day tomorrow. So while I've got you here, I want to do a quick radar check and let you guys know and see where it is raining, where it is not, and what's going to be coming up within the next few hours. So let me take you back over here to the radar. And as you can see, Cristobal continues to spin on off, just off to the north of New Orleans. Now, if it is really raining hard over towards Gulfport, Mississippi, places like Baton Rouge, you're about to get a really nasty band as well. But what I'm seeing is that most of these storms and showers, they are behaving. They're not trying to show signs of rotation, which is a good thing. But I think as the night progresses, I think, you could have a few spin up tornadoes, and especially up here towards the Hattiesburg over to Citronelle, back over to the Mobile area for later this evening and tonight. Now, I do need to also mention that there is another band that is moving up here towards central Mississippi, and earlier there was a tornado warning for Raleigh, Mississippi. So this band right here, basically from Jackson all the way over to Meridian and back in here into far southwest Alabama, this band needs to be watched as it moves up towards the Philadelphia, DeKalb, Scuba area for the possibility of a few spin-up tornadoes as well. Let me turn on the velocity and see. I mean, there are a few hot spots in there. Basically, this area right here and this area right in here. So we're going to have to watch this band as it continues to move on off to the north for the possibility of a few isolated spin-up tornadoes for tonight and into the day tomorrow as Cristobal continues to make its march through Mississippi and ultimately into Tennessee and Arkansas. So once again, Cristobal made landfall earlier today in Grand Isle, Louisiana, as a tropical storm with winds upwards of 50 miles per hour. And so we are going to have to watch the radar tonight and, of course, tomorrow. Now, if you're just now joining me, I will take you back over here and run you guys through it one more time for anybody who just signed on. The Storm Prediction Center has currently placed West Alabama and a good portion of East Mississippi underneath a slight risk for severe storms tomorrow, from early morning all the way through tomorrow evening. This does include places like Starkville, Eupora, Greenwood, Oxford, Tupelo, Columbus, Meridian, down to Hattiesburg. This also includes places like Aliceville, Utah, Boligy, and Demopolis in West Alabama. This does not include the slight risk. Let me just go ahead and say this. The slight risk does not include Tuscaloosa, but I would still be on my guard tomorrow if I was in Tuscaloosa. All right, guys. Well, there are no formal warnings right now, so I will continue to watch the radar. I'm trying to see if there are any updates from any of the National Weather Service offices before I let you guys go. Yeah, the National Weather Service in Mobile, once again, just said a few tornadoes cannot be ruled out overnight. Have multiple ways of receiving warnings and make sure that those can wake you up if a warning is issued while you are sleeping. So once again, that's from the National Weather Service down in Mobile. The greatest tornado risk for tonight, let me put this back over here, is going to be basically from just south of Jackson all the way back down to the coast if you are over in Mississippi. It does include all of southwest Alabama, including Mobile and Baldwin counties. And then, of course, tomorrow, it's going to shift over here towards East Mississippi and, of course, West Alabama. So I will be here manning the radar, and if there are any other tornado warnings that pop up over the next few hours, I will be right back here on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to let you guys know about the tornado coverage. So once again, this is Stephen Ray, aka Stingray. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and hopefully we will not have any issues to deal with tornado-wise, but if they do pop up, I will be right back here on social media. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you guys later on.